good time to remind everybody about the event that we're doing. This Saturday, starting at 12 o'clock for 24 hours. We're teaming up with United Stand, which of course Flex is part of United Stand. And we're going to be doing a 24-hour stream to raise money for the NHS. All right. So every bit of money that you donate is going to go to the NHS. We're going to, all the videos and everything that we create, that 24-hour stream, every penny is going to go to the NHS. So make sure on Saturday you support that. It starts off on AFTV, and then we're going to be swapping channels every 3 hours. So 3 hours on AFTV, then we jump onto United Stand, then back, and then you guys are finally going to take it home on the Sunday. Are you ready for this? You got the stamina for this, Flex?
I'm on the graveyard shift, mate. I'm on a 3 a.m. till 6 a.m. So you know me from my DJing days, mate. That's light work to me, mate. That's fine. I ain't getting.
Is that what you're doing? I got the whole 12 hours.
Yeah, well, I'm doing that one mainly by myself, and then I'm doing some more in the afternoon as well, jumping in and out. So yeah, but one of the main ones I'm doing is that early bird one.
But bigging up the NHS, there's one. Charlie Amos says there, long live the NHS. I was on and Dave there with the claps. I was actually on a stream earlier that Claude's doing, where he's been raising money for the NHS as well. So well done to Claude and those guys, the Bansters, that have been raising money for the NHS. Football really doing their part. And as I said, this weekend we're teaming up. It's not just Arsenal and Man United fans that are teaming up for this. It's football fans. So we're going to have football fans representing every club, jumping on, contributing right throughout the day. So it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a fantastic day. So make sure, as I said, this week Saturday, 24-hour stream kicks off at 12 p.m. and then we go right through to the next day, 12 p.m. and it's going to be fantastic. Really looking forward to it. How are you doing anyway?
I'm good, man. Yes. No.
Oh, I just sneezed there. I sneezed there.
Lucky there's about 15, 20 miles between us, yeah. Yeah, man. I've just been doing what everyone else has been doing, really. Just trying to keep busy, trying to keep occupied. I have to say, I was saying on my channel the other day when I was just opening up about how I've been feeling and that, there's been 1 or 2 days where I've kind of gone, boy, you know what, this is a bit hard, but you kind of, hit yourself in the face and say, you know what, you got to get on with it. When you think about the people that are losing their lives, I've got family members, I'm sure you might have as well, that are carers themselves and are out there on the front line. My mum has been a nurse for 30 years. So, and my sister works in the care home. My sister-in-law works in the care home. That they were out there on the front line. So you got to give it up to those people. I think we've got the easy end of it, which is just having to stay in. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I haven't had any symptoms. And a few people have been, contracting the virus in around the family circle, and you're hearing of fatalities and people that are, struggling. So my thoughts are with them. So when I've been feeling a little bit, this is difficult, you kind of just, what my parents used to say, there's always someone worse off, more worse off. So I've just been doing that, man, and just trying to keep the spirits high, listening to music and connecting with the people.
Yeah, and that's been one good thing. We have really been able to connect with people a lot throughout doing these streams. Thank God for live streams, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's keeping me sane, being able to connect to everybody. So, but well done to the NHS and well done to everybody who's been out clapping them tonight. They definitely deserve it. The NHS are doing a brilliant job at the moment. Now, Flex, what I wanted to talk to you about first and foremost is it's D-Day tomorrow for football. They're going to be discussing whether or when football might be returning. There's a big Premier League meeting tomorrow. They're going to be discussing a possible 30th June deadline to finish the season. Now, I'm thinking they're being a bit optimistic here,
100%.
I mean, the reason why they're keen to do it by that date is that there's a lot of players that their current deals are going to expire, when it comes to the 30th of June. So you look at players that are on loan. You look at, I mean, a player, let's give an example, somebody like Willian at Chelsea, come the 30th of June, he's no longer a Chelsea player. His contract expires. He can go and play for wherever he wants. If the season's not finished by then, what happens to players like that, etc., etc.? So that's why they're keen to get it completed by then. There's also talk around as well that with the Champions League, they want to do the Champions League final on the 29th of August. So the Champions League final, they want to complete that on the 29th of August. I think a week before that, they want to do the Europa League as well. They want to get that completed as well. So they're sort of putting dates out there when they want to get this done. Can it be done by then?
It's going to be optimistic, very optimistic. I mean, what I will say with the pandemic is that everything's ever changing, and there's new figures each day and stuff like that. And we can only, if we're just talking about in our country, the government sort of saying that we're now maybe starting to see like a plateau where it's starting to flatten out in terms of cases and stuff, but the deaths still haven't gone down yet. I think we've seen our lockdown extended by 3 further weeks today, which was no surprise. And for me, the government have got to be very careful, and they will be, because as soon as they lift that lockdown, they can't afford to be having to go back into lockdown if this reemerges. So I see us going past the 3 weeks of lockdown. I've just got my calendar out here. What are we on, the 16th now? 3 weeks from now is the 7th of May. I personally don't think they're going to be saying, let's get out of our houses and stuff in 3 more weeks. Personally, we might, but I don't know. And then you're looking at, I think maybe a week or two after that, which might be the 14th or 21st of May. And then to fit in all of those Premier League games, that the players are going to need, 2 weeks notice, maybe 3 weeks to get back up to speed as well for training and stuff like that. I can't see it. I can't see it being finished by the 30th of June. If they do put in some plans for that to happen, what I would have envisaged happening is that they obviously have to account for players' contracts in that time. They would either have to say to players, because you've got to look at it from a legal point of view as well, is if you are playing on a contract and you haven't fulfilled certain months because you couldn't work, you could say that technically you owe the club 3 months of service or 2 months of service. Is another way of looking at it. So I think club lawyers will have a lot to say about that. There'll be some horrible battles going on if they can't find a resolution. So all in all, I think it's very optimistic to finish it by June the 30th, unless they really do come out of lockdown after these 3 weeks, which I can't see happening personally.
And then if they do, it looks like it will be behind closed doors.
Absolutely. Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be. I would definitely say...
Be much of a spectacle watching games.
Of course not. Of course not. If you're asking me, would I rather it play behind closed doors and get finished rather than, if it can't happen with fans, then leave it? I would definitely take behind closed doors and finish it. It's not nice. I mean, I experienced the behind closed doors game. It was the last game we played.
Yeah, that's right. You went to... what was that like?
It was so surreal. So surreal. It was unbelievable. It didn't even feel like I was at a football match, let alone a top level professional football match. Albeit it was the Europa League and not the Champions League. But it was a really surreal atmosphere, and you felt it for the other team. You know, that was one of their biggest games in their history. You know, they would have had 20,000 fans singing and screaming. And I do think the fact that their fans wasn't there did enable us to really stuff them 5-0. You know what I mean? It might have been a more uncomfortable situation. You've got teams fighting for relegation. Their fans aren't going to be there to be their 12th man. Liverpool, okay, they'll probably just need the 2 wins and they'll win. But it would definitely take its toll on the players and the spectacle. But at the end of the day, the amount of revenue that's generated in the Premier League, if we're being selfish and to talk about the Premier League, in TV rights, it's a lot of income that will be gladly welcomed by these clubs. So I just think, yes, it won't be great to watch, but would I rather see it be played out? Yes, for sure.
Do you know, I heard a really interesting thing today from I think it was a scientist, right? He said that actually, because I don't know if you saw they were talking about in America, and they were saying that there was I think it's a governor of California or somebody in Los Angeles was saying that there may not be able to be no mass events until 2021. So that would be like no no games, no nothing until the end of this, until next year, right?
Or behind closed doors till next year, maybe.
Or behind closed doors. But then this guy is like an expert. He's saying that actually you're probably more at risk at a family gathering than you are at, say, going to a stadium full of people. Because he said, he goes, at a family gathering, there'll be more closer contact and stuff like that. You know, he goes, the likelihood of it being transmitted is more at an event like that than if you've got a big stadium with people, because you're that's what he was saying. So that was kind of interesting
that
to hear
that. You know what? Look, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to proclaim to be a scientist. But if I'm just trying to apply my basic knowledge to it, I mean, you're at football stadiums week in, week out, have been for ages, like myself, right? You think about how close you actually are to people when you're maybe squeezing in, going through the turnstiles, queuing up. You're in the concourse bit, walking to your seat, then you're around your seat. The seats, well, the Emirates is a bit more spaced out than Old Trafford, but still, seats are right next to each other. I don't know about that. How can the air around a 60,000 seater stadium with people walking, not just from there, but the public transport it takes to get there, the walk down from whatever modes of transport you take, if you're walking down Holloway Road for you guys or whatever, there's thousands of people. Then you're getting into turnstiles, getting searched. That's nah. Versus family members that have maybe been self-isolating for however long, so you can say, right, okay,